Welcome back inside of Murner Gymnasium. Pfeiffer men's basketball trying to stay unbeaten, 9-0 as they come in to take on the Columbia International Rams out of the NCCAA. Here in just a few minutes, Kendall Lewis here with you on the Pfeiffer Falcon Sports Network and GoFalconSports.com. Pfeiffer, a big win, 109-76 on Tuesday. That was at Averett in Danville, Virginia. Good win for the Falcons as they look to keep it rolling. This is a CIU team that is 3-10. Mentioned that they play out of the NCCAA, the National Collegiate Christian Athletic Association. And they are coming off of a win as well against Trinity Baptist. Again, they played some similar opponents. Greensboro College, they lost 94-72. They also lost to NC Wesley, and that's a team in USA South that Pfeiffer has not played yet, but will in the coming weeks. So will be interesting to see how the Falcons shake out tonight. But again, this is a tougher week because Pfeiffer played Saturday afternoon. They turned around and played Tuesday. And here they are 2 days later, back home tonight, and they'll be home on Saturday as well to take on Carolina Christian. This is the Garmin Mechanical Invitational. This game and Saturdays as well. The Carolina Christian game on Saturday as well. Garmin Mechanical, the sponsor for this tournament over the next couple days. Two non-conference opponents for the Pfeiffer Falcons, and Pfeiffer is a team that is averaging 115.5 points per game. They lead the country. That's Division I, II, and III. They lead all three levels in scoring, and they're also one of the better defensive teams in terms of forcing turnovers each and every night as well. So head coach Jeremy Currier's done an excellent job with this program. You got a lot of guys that are stepping in that did not play a lot of minutes last year. Guys like Marcus Sawyers and Eric Ambrosio that have had good years as well. Pfeiffer will also get Blake Smith, freshman, back tonight. He was a double-figure scorer, played the first two games for the Pfeiffer Falcons and averaged 10.5 through those first two games, both against Barber Scotia. And he is back in the lineup tonight, a good outside shooter for the Falcons, and coming at the right time because got a couple conference games coming up. They'll start back up next week, and these are good for him to play a couple non-conference opponents as the Falcons look to get rolling back in USA South play. Kendall Lewis here with you on the Pfeiffer Falcons Sports Network and GoFalconSports.com. We'll have the national anthem and the starting lineups when we return on the Pfeiffer Sports Network. And welcome back to Murner Gymnasium. Starting lineups being introduced on the floor here in the village of Meisenheimer. The students are back. Spring semester is underway on the campus of Pfeiffer University. Spring sports began practice today. Baseball, softball, tennis, they all started this afternoon, and that will be right around the corner. But our starting lineups for Columbia International: DeMarcus Gay, Gabe Kurt, Christian Williams, Micah Banks, and Jay Rovis. Micah Banks, guy that averages just under 9.5 points per game. They did not start their leading scorer, Cameron Robinson, here tonight. And Pfeiffer, on the other hand, Brendan Jones, Josiah Avington, Brian Harper, Josh Calhoun, and Marcus Sawyers. And the Falcons win the tip. They'll go left to right in the gold jerseys. CIU in the navy blues with gold letters, gold numbers. Here's Calhoun, slices to the bucket, gets the teardrop to go, and Pfeiffer is on top. A 2-0 score here in the early going inside of Murner Gymnasium. Here's the floating pass up the floor to Jay Rovis, and quickly a turnover right back to the Pfeiffer Falcons. And not even 30 seconds in, Coach Currier goes right back to his bench. 4 new Falcons are at the scorer's table. We'll get to that in just a moment. Calhoun tees it up, left wing, good. 5-0 start for Pfeiffer. And here comes the full court press. Falcons will do that. They trap 40 minutes of the game. They even trap in the half court. CIU gets it into the front court, and a blocking foul is called against Brian Harper. Now that's the first team foul against the Falcons, the first of the game. Brian Harper, the culprit there. So you got Micah Banks at the free throw line, and he gets the roll in the first. CIU is on the board with 19:11 to play. So Nolan Whitener, Craig Sabb, Javon Patton, and Eric Ambrosio are in. Josh Calhoun will stay on the floor. And here's the second. It's up and good. 5-2. Falcons on top by 3. 19:06 to play, first half. Here's Craig Sabb, left corner, drives down the baseline, kicks it out. Patton, right wing for 3, missed everything. An offensive board from Sabb. Back out front to Calhoun. Looking to drop it off. The whistle comes in. And there's a foul on the floor against Columbia International. So each team with 1 team foul apiece here in the first minute and 6 seconds into this basketball game. Sabb, shot fake out front. Chest pass to Calhoun, right wing. Back to Sabb, top of the key. Quick crossover dribble, gets to the bucket, and lays it over the front edge. And it's 7-2, 18:38 to play first half. Here's the pressure, and a travel is called against Gabe Kirk. Turnover right back to Pfeiffer. Now they called it a travel. It could have been an offensive foul. I think Craig Sabb was set there at midcourt, but bailed him out with a travel call instead. Either way, it's Pfeiffer basketball as it's knocked out of bounds. They will inbound underneath their on hoop. This is Javon Patton, the trigger man. Floats it over the top to Calhoun, who throws it down. And that's much like you saw last year. Those of you familiar with Pfeiffer, they used to throw it over the top to Keith Jumper, who was 6'8". How about Calhoun skying for the alley-oop? And it's thrown out of bounds on the other end. Pfeiffer with the basketball. And more substitutions back in. Marcus Sawyers, Brendan Jones, Josiah Avington check in. Calhoun and Harper will stay out. Brian Harper with an early foul within the first minute. Has the basketball now. Slices in. Kicks it out. Here's Josiah Avington. Good shot fake. Out to Sawyers. He'll try it from three. It's true. That's a 12-2 start. We're not even much over 2 minutes in, and another turnover forced by the Falcons. Active hands on D. Back comes Calhoun, and he draws the body contact. So Josh Calhoun is going to head to the line to shoot two. Calhoun's a guy that is a 78% free throw shooter. Gets to the line a ton. Josh Calhoun goes to the free throw line more than anyone else on this Pfeiffer unit. A good driver of the basketball. Here's the first. And it's off the back of the rim. Well, here comes the second. Pretty good crowd on hand, and it's good. Good crowd on hand in Murner Gym tonight. We mentioned the students started classes yesterday. Spring sports started today. There's Jones batting it out of bounds. Our score 13-2 with 17:40 to play in the first half. Kirk with the inbound, finds Banks along the baseline. He skips it up ahead to Christian Williams, left side. And CIU will set it up, 14 on the shot clock. You're going to see Pfeiffer's half-court defense here with 17:24 to play first half. Here's the trap in the corner. Falcons force another turnover. Here comes Avington. To the bucket, lays it home off the glass. 15-2. 17-11 to play the first half. And DeMarcus Gay turns it right back over to Pfeiffer. Patton, Story, Ambrosio, Sabb, and Whitener are in. Nolan Whitener is a guy that had a double-double a couple nights ago at Averett, and he doesn't get talked about as much as some of the other guys. More of a guard-oriented team, but really the junkyard dog, as Coach Currier says, on this team. He does a little bit of everything, and he does the little things as good as anyone else, especially in the USA South Conference. Quick trap in the corner, and we got a whistle and a foul against the Falcons. And they get Craig Sabb with the contact on the arm. So that's the first on Sabb, second team foul. You got one against Brian Harper, one against Craig Sabb now. And here comes the inbound. Damien Herder throws it away. The Falcons are able to force another turnover as Patton catches right corner. Back out front, this is Sabb. Drives in, looking to throw it home, and instead absorbs the contact and gets it to go. So he's got a chance at a three-point play and a 17-2 lead for the Pfeiffer Falcons here early. And it's up. He completes it. 18-2. 16:36 left to play in the first half, and we have got a timeout, CIU. Pfeiffer leads big here early. 18-2 Pfeiffer lead with 16:36 to play here in the first half. And Garmin Mechanical, official game day sponsor. Mentioned this is a part of the Garmin Mechanical Invitational, and we'd like to say a big thank you to Garmin Mechanical for sponsoring the game. The Garmin Mechanical Classic. Again, Carolina Christian will be in here on Saturday afternoon. Garmin Mechanical Services will handle your industrial and commercial HVAC system so you can focus on making your business great. At Garmin Mechanical Services, they strive for excellent customer satisfaction, affordable prices, and fast, friendly service done right for the first time. And it's located locally in Albemarle. Contact Garmin Mechanical for all your heating and cooling needs as well. Again, we appreciate all of our game day sponsors. This is the Garmin Mechanical Classic. And down the alley, off glass, no, for Micah Banks. Here comes Pfeiffer again. Sabb gets in the paint to Whitener, and he lays it home. 20-2. Nolan Whitener's got his first 2 points of the game. Mentioned he had a double against Averett on Tuesday night. 11 points, 17 rebounds. Here comes Sabb, and he's fouled. Pfeiffer will be back at the charity stripe to shoot 2 more. And Courier goes right back to the bench. And this is a program that will run 12, 13 guys a game. Not uncommon. Marcus Sawyers, Brendan Jones, Brian Harper, and Josh Calhoun are back in. And Craig Sabb made the first. Second was up and good, and it is a 20-point lead for Pfeiffer. We're not even 4 minutes in. It's 22-2 here on the Pfeiffer Falcons Sports Network. Now, this is what this program does to you. They force turnovers, and the game can get out of hand quickly with as fast as the Falcons like to play. Here's the bounce feed, low, right baseline jump shot is good for Gabe Kirk, and that was much needed. Stop some of the bleeding. This game was 5-2. It's a 17-0 Pfeiffer run, and here's an interception from Herder. He had it taken away from behind his Brian Harper. Came slithering in. Good hustle D to get back. And Calhoun is fouled with 15:28 to play in the first half. And I believe they let a couple seconds go off there. We'll see if they adjust the game clock. They don't. 15:27 is where it will stay. Harper will inbound underneath their own hoop. Sawyers catches and jams it home with one hand. 24-4, and that gets a reaction from the crowd. That's the second alley-oop we've seen off the inbound. And Sawyers, active hands on D, poked it loose. Out of bounds, it will stay with CIU. And the inbound comes to Micah Banks. He gets past the double team into the front court, across the timeline. And the pass is taken away by Harper. Up ahead, here's Josiah Abington, and he'll lightly lay it off the glass. And in 26-4, you thought that was going to be showtime there for a second again. And up the floor comes Banks. He had it knocked out of his hands. So with 14:49 left to play in the first, you got more substitutions. Jay Rovis and Antonio Mitchell check in, as well as Zach Baker. Marshall Tagues, the head coach for Columbia International. He's in his second year. And Pfeiffer went to Columbia International a year ago when they were Division II, and they went 26-5. Turnaround, though, from Rovis. And here comes Harper. Down the alley, kicks it out. Jones, left corner three, off the back of the rim, tipped around. Pfeiffer comes away with the offensive rebound. Sawyer's extra pass. There's Jones again, opposite corner, and he buries it. 29-4. 14:20 to play first half. And Jones reaches in and is called for the foul. We got a fresh 5 getting set to check in for the Falcons. And Craig Sabb, Eric Ambrosio, Javon Patton, Luke Story, and Nolan Whitener. Well, they interchange them in and out. I mentioned we get Blake Smith back tonight in the Pfeiffer rotation. We've not seen him yet, but could expect him to play a little bit tonight. He has been at practice the last couple days, and there's the first 3 ball of the game for CIU. Jacob Cook knocked it down from straight away. 29-7, 13:53 to play first half. Story slices and switches hands. Nice move for Luke Story, the sophomore from Texas, and a quick steal from Whitener as he gives way to Craig Sabb, and it's 33-7 with 13:37 to play in the first half. Jacob Cook at the top, floats it, right hand, yes. That's back-to-back buckets for Cook from Columbia International. He's got 5 of the Rams' 9 points. Story from distance, buries it. 36-9. Pfeiffer, one of their keys for tonight was they wanted to play even faster than they have the entire season. This is a CIU team that plays a much slower pace, and the putback from Rovis is up and good. 12:58 left to play in the first half. And Patton is fouled, trying to drive in. So, substitution, Michael Banks will check in for Mitchell. And Josh Calhoun, Marcus Sawyers, Brendan Jones, and Josiah Avington will head back in. Javon Patton, a guy that transferred from USC Aiken a year ago, is at the line. And he tickles the twine. He'll get another. Pfeiffer's in the bonus. CIU already with 17 fouls. Here comes the second one. And it's up and good. 38-11. The score here inside of Murner Gymnasium. Mentioned a pretty good crowd here, and this is the first game that the students have been back on campus since Christmas break. Tip back off the glass, no. Here comes Avington back up the floor. Slices in, and he's fouled. And we got a player down for CIU. That's Jacob Cook. I'll check that. It's an offensive foul against Marcus Sawyers. So team trainer going to come out. The head coach, Marshall Tague, is back out on the floor. And we will take a quick break as well. 38-11, 12:42 left to play here on the Pfeiffer Falcons Sports Network. Big lead for Pfeiffer in the first half. Jacob Cook was helped off the floor by a couple of his teammates, and the trainer over on the sideline helping Cook out. 38-11, Pfeiffer lead. We hope the best for Cook. He had 5 of the first 9 points for Columbia International. And quickly, Banks breaks the full court pressure by himself and lays it in, 38-13. That was a defensive breakdown, the first that we've seen of the night for Pfeiffer. And here's a kick out top. Harper into the paint, out to Abington, and he knocks it down from 3. 41-13. 12-13 to play in the first half. Here's a bounce pass, comes right side to Banks. Up the floor, this is Gay. He kicks it out. Good touch pass from Rovis. And an easy lay-in. CIU had the numbers. Back in transition there. Calhoun from the right wing. Misses short. And it's tipped out of bounds. The basketball will belong to the Rams with 11:51 to play in the first half. Craig Sabb, Nolan Whitener, Josh Calhoun, Eric Ambrosio back in. And Patton deflects it out of play on the far sideline for the Pfeiffer Falcons. So Herder's going to trigger it in, far sideline for the Rams. Christian Williams with the basketball. Here comes Ambrosio and Sabb trying to trap him, and CIU didn't get it across the timeline in 10. And they'll give the basketball right back to the Pfeiffer Falcons. Javon Patton with the basketball out front. And Pfeiffer looking to go 10-0. Quick pass to the left wing. Patton got a step. Whitener fighting for the offensive board. It's loose on the floor, and CIU comes away with it. Here's Gabe Kirk. Throws it away. 2-on-1. Patton couldn't finish the lay-in with the right hand. He's knocked to the floor. There wasn't a whistle. Pfeiffer gets another opportunity. Patton's still on the floor on the baseline. And finally, Ambrosio draws a whistle. Coach Currier's going, where was the whistle on the first missed lay-in from Javon Patton? And Patton is laying face down along the baseline. This is the second injured player we've seen in the first half. Jacob Cook has went out of the game with some type of a lower body injury. Appeared on maybe his knee or his leg earlier for CIU. And Javon Patton is slow to get up. But now walking it off. And again, he was knocked to the floor. It was a tough spill there for Javon Patton. And Pfeiffer will have free throws coming. This is Eric Ambrosio. Here's the first with Ambrosio, and he knocks it down. Sawyers, Jones, Harper, and Abington will check in. Coach Currier going to leave Eric Ambrosio out on the floor. And the second one is up and good as well. Eric Ambrosio checks out. That's his first 2 points of the game. With 11:06 to play in the first half, Pfeiffer has a 43-15 lead. This has been all Falcons. They've never trailed. They scored the first 5 points of the game. The closest it's been since both teams scored was 5-2, and Sawyers had an alley-oop there, couldn't tip it in. Pfeiffer back with the trap again as Williams gets it across the timeline. Bounce feed ahead for Rovis. He couldn't finish with the right hand. And back come the Falcons. Brendan Jones, right wing. He'll try three and knocks it down. 46-15. 10:24 to play first half. And a whistle and a foul comes against the Rams. Now that is team foul number 8 against Columbia International. And we will have another media timeout with 10:23 left to play here in the first half. We'll be right back on the Pfeiffer Falcon Sports Network at GoFalconsports.com. You see on your screen, Josh Calhoun, 29 points a game, 61% from the field. This guy has been outstanding for Pfeiffer. Has been good all 4 years that he's played for Pfeiffer. Came in and redshirted his first season on campus. And if you ask Coach Curry, your trajectory has gone up each year, and he dunks it down there. Steal and a jam for Josh Calhoun. 48-15, 10-12 to play in the first half. And up the floor comes Herder. To Rovis, is tipped out of bounds. So CIU basketball underneath their own hoop. Got Eric Ambrosio, Craig Sabb, Nolan Whitener, Luke Story, Javon Patton check in. And the inbound from Herder goes long over the top to Micah Banks. Left wing to DeMarcus Gay. Here's a skip across. Herder thought about the three, lets it go, and it's off the back of the rim. I'll tell you, that's the only way you can really, if you're going to beat Pfeiffer with the pressure that they play, you've got to be able to skip it out of the traps. And Story buries a three on the other end. That's 51 points with 9:37 left to play in the first half. Out of control. It's an offensive foul against DeMarcus Gay of CIU. Oh, that's 9 team fouls against the Rams. Up the floor comes Javon Patton, far sideline. Ambrosio takes the exchange, top of the key. Drives in, keeps it on the deck, finds Story. Back to Ambrosio. Quick crossover dribble, got his man in the air. Back out front, Luke Story left side. Slices to the bucket, he couldn't finish. How about Whitener taking it back away? Trying to stick it in, third opportunity for Nolan Whitener, and he kicks it out. Luke Story, left corner, he'll try a three. No. Put back from Sabb, no. He was trying to dunk that one down. And a whistle against the Rams with 9 minutes left to play in the first half. Ambrosio at the charity stripe for Pfeiffer. Connects on the first. 52-15 is our score. And Eric Ambrosio, all 3 of his points have come at the line here tonight. Well, Pfeiffer is a team, they get to the free throw line a lot. They draw a lot of fouls because of how fast that they play. And they don't give opposing defenses much time to set up, but really, you see teams trying to slow it up and trying to skip it out. That's the only shot you have against the pressure. This is arguably the fastest team in the country. And Patton lays it home again with the left hand this time. 8:47 to play. That's a 40-point Falcon lead. Up the floor comes Baker. Drops it off. Quick lay-in. Good for Gabe Kirk. Here's Craig Sabb, left corner. Back out front, Story will try it from three. It's good. And so many weapons. It's not just Josh Calhoun. If it's not Luke Story, it's somebody that's knocking down a three in this unit. And it is 58-17, 8:17 to play in the first half. Averett, Tuesday night, they had a pretty good game plan the first 5-6 minutes. They wanted to slow the basketball game up, but eventually the speed of Pfeiffer wore them down in the second half, got them going fast, and Sawyers was trying to dunk that one home. Couldn't finish. Up the floor, extra pass, back out to the top. Jacob Cook is back in the basketball game, which is good news, as well as Javon Patton for Pfeiffer. And score the basket plus the foul for Cook. Jacob Cook try and complete the three-point play. And it rattles out. Up ahead comes Jones. Down the alley, kicks it out to Avington, out to the top. This is Brian Harper. Calhoun will try it from distance. Misses short, putback jam from Sawyers. 60-19. .7:28 to play first half. Long three from Baker is good. Here comes Jones. Back out to Calhoun. Gets to the bucket and lays it home. And there's some jawing on the floor between Josh Calhoun and Jacob Cook. And you see it as they both head back over their respective huddles. 7:08 left to play in the first. We'll be back on the Pfeiffer Falcons Sports Network at GoFalconsports.com. This is game one of the Garmin Mechanical Classic. .62-22, quick pickpocket as Avington lays it home. Here's the skip back to Cook. I mentioned that there's a little bit of jaw, and CIU, of course, frustrated at the score. It's 64 now 25 after the made three. Harper back up the floor. Here's Jones. Sawyers will let it go from downtown. No, tipped around. It's out of bounds. Back to the Rams. And Craig Sabb, Eric Ambrosio, Luke Story, Nolan Whitener, and Javon Patton check in. Whitener hounded Cook. Gets it back to Antonio Mitchell. Cross court to Baker. He'll try a three. And it misses strong off the heel. Patton up the floor again. Here's Sabb. Has an open seam. Ambrosio thought about the three. Gets in the paint, kicks it back out. Patton from distance. No, off the front edge. Ball tipped around. CIU wins the 50-50 ball along the near sideline. And they find Cook far side for the Rams. Cook will launch from downtown. Misses short. Whitener outlet up ahead to Patton. Kicks it out. Story straight away from three. Misses short. Whitener an offensive rebound. And he puts it back in for two more. 66-25. And here's a skip across court to Mitchell. Baker left corner. Pulls up just inside of the three-point arc and hits it. Ambrosio, good move. Back out to Patton at the top, no. And Whitener pulls down another rebound for Pfeiffer. That's what we were talking about there. He is one of the best on the offensive glass, not only for this Pfeiffer Falcons unit, but for the USA South Conference as well. And he's a big part, even though you don't always see it in the scoring category. But the second chance opportunities, Pfeiffer is where they can kill you, especially from the outside. And he does a really nice job on the glass as Patton knocks through the first. We got more substitutions for the Rams. This is 67 first half points. We've still got 5:09 left to play in the first. Again, if Pfeiffer goes over 100 points, how many ever total points they score, that amount of vouchers will be given out for Wendy's Frosty. And I think it's safe to say Pfeiffer is going to get that at this rate tonight. They've gone over 103 in every one of their contests this year. I mentioned they average 115 and a half a game. Rovis picks it up off the floor and sticks it home. 68-29. Here comes Ambrosio, right wing for Pfeiffer. And a blocking foul is called against Jacob Rovis. Now Eric Ambrosio is going to head to the line to shoot two for Pfeiffer. Falcons have Carolina Christian coming in on Saturday afternoon. That's a 4 o'clock tip, a doubleheader. Pfeiffer women will take on Averett at 2 o'clock. And the first is up and good. And then to follow next week, the Falcons will take on Ferrum. That's also at home on Tuesday. So back to USA South play. That's a Ferrum team that the Falcons beat 103-62 a couple weeks ago. And Ambrosio gets it back and draws yet another foul for the Pfeiffer Falcons. He'll head back to the charity stripe. He's got 6 points. Now they've all come with the charity stripe. And the first one's up, and it rattles home. Talk about Eric Ambrosio on the line. This is a guy that probably played only 5 to 7 minutes on average a game last year. Put on a lot of muscle in the off seasons, gained some weight. Was a really good defender when he was in last year. And he hits both. Now Eric Ambrosio has 8 points on the contest. Pfeiffer 71 points here in the first half with 4:38 left to play. Now Baker looks to launch, and Jones rejects it out of bounds. Calhoun is back in the game. Damien Herder is going to check in. One thing about this game, you're probably going to see everybody play. And Herder has the basketball. CIU is going to hold. We've seen teams try to do this. They want to hold it down to the last second in the shot clock. It's the only way to limit Pfeiffer's possessions, but it's just so tough because the Falcons speed you up. Long three on the opposite side from Williams, 71-32. Calhoun kicks it out to Jones. Abington left wing, and this one's deflected out off of Zach Baker. Pfeiffer is so unique in a sense that probably the only team in the country in terms of, we're talking Division I, II, and III. As Calhoun lays it home off the glass with a reverse. West Virginia mimics Pfeiffer on the Division I level in terms of the way they press and trap the entire game. But Pfeiffer's unique in a sense that they trap off misses as well as makes. They also trap off missed free throws, sideline out of bounds. You name it, Pfeiffer's coming with a double team somewhere. And it is 73-32 with 3:21 left to play in this first half. Well, Craig Sabb, Eric Ambrosio, Javon Patton, Luke Story, and Nolan Leitner are in. And Javon Patton is fouled. Slicing in on the left side. CIU's been over the limit the past couple minutes. Pfeiffer's in the double bonus. Falcons with 16 fouls. If you go back to Pfeiffer's schedule, their highest scoring affair was 137. That was the very first game of the year when they beat Barber Scotia right here in this building. And the second's up and good as well, 75-32. But you ask the coaching staff, they know that tough opponents are coming. You got Methodist and Maryville. And Patton stepped on the baseline. It'll be back to CIU. Damien Herder gets it in for the Rams. Back over to Williams. Now to Micah Banks. Rams break the pressure. They get it into the front court, and the baseline jumper's good for Gabe Kirk. Javon Patton gets by his man, and he lays it home for two. 77-34. This is a 43-point lead for Pfeiffer. Josh Calhoun has 16 first-half points. That leads the way. And at the line is Damien Herder. He's a 6'3 junior from Moncks Corner, South Carolina. That's right near North Charleston. In fact, it is at North Charleston. Calhoun slices, draws another foul. Here's Calhoun to shoot two for Pfeiffer. First one's up and true. He's got 17. This is a guy that's averaging close to 40 points a game. You go back his last 5 games. He had 46 a week and a half ago against William Peace. He followed that up at Ferrum with 30. They had another 32-point performance, then 34 against Averett Tuesday night. Or excuse me, he had a 35-point performance against Berea on Saturday. So this is a guy that is one of the best shooters, one of the best players in Division III basketball. And the pass taken away from Brendan Jones by Brendan Jones, up ahead to Josiah Avington. Back out front. Calhoun right wing. Jones left wing looking to drive. It's out of bounds. And it will be back to CIU. Well, Pfeiffer going to set a record for first half points here tonight. The Falcons had 85 in the first half against Barber Scotia, so they may not, but well on their way as Harper misses it with the right hand. And there's a minute 32 left to play. Abington trying to save it back in play. CIU comes away with it. And this one's deflected out of bounds. Whitener, Sab, Patton, Ambrosio, and Story check in for the Pfeiffer Falcons. So Banks is out top for the Rams. Cheerleaders in the house back tonight. Mentioned the students back in. Good crowd. Up ahead, here comes Sab to the bucket. Couldn't finish. And there's 1 minute left to play. Baker's trying to kick it out front. Williams left wing. 44 seconds remaining. 3 balls up and good for Banks. 78-40. I don't know if Pfeiffer's going to break that 85 points or not. There's 80. Halftime record was set against Barber Scotia. That was a home opener. Here's the bounce pass, right wing. Baker looking to give way. And a drive, no good, off the right side of the rim. Up the floor. Story, right corner. Misses strong, tipped around. And a whistle and a foul against the Falcons with 9.8 ticks left.
Foul on Ambrosio is the first. 8th team foul. Baker at the line, shooting 1-1.
And Baker's going to be at the line to shoot the 1-and-1. This is strong. Pfeiffer's still going to play. Whitener pushes across the timeline. He'll drive in and lays it home for 2 more. That's 82 first half points for the Pfeiffer Falcons, and they lead 82-40. We will be back with our Garmin Mechanical Classic halftime report, Falcon halftime report here at Murner Gymnasium when we return on the Pfeiffer Falcons Sports Network. Welcome back to Murder Gymnasium. 82-40 is our score here at the village of Meisenheimer. And wow, and that's not on record. That's the second highest total and a half this year. 85 against Barber Scotia. Unbelievable what the Falcons can do defensively, and then on the offensive end, they can shoot and they turn you over. Blake Smith's going to start the second half. Mentioned we might see him tonight. He is back in the rotation for the Pfeiffer Falcons. And here we go. Underway, CIU with the basketball, working left to right on your screen. They've got the navy blue jerseys. Pfeiffer looking to improve to 10-0. And a quick baseline, Jay. This one airmails everything. And we're off and running. A quick whistle comes against Pfeiffer. To quickly give it back to the Rams. Left wing comes. This is Christian Williams. Back out to the top of the key. Right side it goes to Michael Banks. Gabe Miller's in the game as well. Pfeiffer's in a zone look at a half court, and the three ball is up and good for DeMarcus Gay. Up ahead, here's Josiah Avington, and the three ball is good in the right corner. 85-43. Pfeiffer by 42. Evan Fauche's in the game as well, and there he is, taking it away and saving it right back in play to Blake Smith. Comes up the floor. This is the first game back since the 19th of November for Blake Smith. Fauche from downtown, no. And Blake Smith, an offensive rebound. Harper gets in the paint, and he's fouled. And here comes the Rams of CIU. They'll make a couple substitutions here early. You've got to do that when you play Pfeiffer. Run out of gas. These guys can really get it up and down the floor. Tremendous shape. Craig Sabb back out front. Tyreek Simmons in the game as well. Luke Story back out. Here's Hank Connor. First action he's seen tonight. And Simmons turns it over. The guys like Josh Calhoun likely done for the night. As Sabb blocks it, trying to save it back in. It will stay with the Rams. Now this is a beautiful brand of basketball that head coach Jeremy Currier has implemented in this Pfeiffer unit. And again, they went 26-5 last year, played this exact same way when they were Division II. They lost in the NCAA tournament to a very good Lincoln Memorial team. But the Falcons looking to keep getting better and better as the year goes on. And if you ask the coaching staff, they still feel like there's a lot defensively that they can improve on. And you saw it here tonight. This is explosive. 2 minutes in. They got Nolan Whitener on the foul there for the Pfeiffer Falcons. 97-62, 10:33 left to play the second half. Pfeiffer's highest scoring affair has been 137. They average 115.5 a game. And count the bucket and the foul as DeMarcus Gay had it stripped out of his hands and somehow caught a piece of the backboard and went through. Evan Fauché, Josiah Abington, Gabe Miller, Brian Harper, and Blake Smith check in for Pfeiffer. And here comes Abington across the timeline. Gabe Miller lets it fly from the right wing. No, Fauché trying to dunk it back down. And couldn't quite grasp it in the palm of his hands. He was looking for a one-handed throwdown. Damien Herder. They work it around the left wing. 3 misses between the glass and the rim. Pfeiffer pulls down the rebound. Here come the Falcons the other way. Gabe Miller rattles in and out from 3. 97-64, 9:25 left to play in the second half. CIU just working it around the horn. At the top now to Banks. Left side down the alley. Here's the kick out. And Herder lets it fly from 3, misses short. Grabs his own miss, and he couldn't finish. And they get Abington on the foul there. Courier going to come back with a fresh 5 here momentarily. First free throw is up and good from Herder. Well, Pfeiffer trails here in the second half. It's 23-15 in favor of CIU. Now, again, if Pfeiffer's had the majority of their reserves in. And the second one is up and good for Herder as well. 97-66. And Hank Connor has it batted out of bounds. So there's 9 minutes and 3 seconds remaining. Kendall Lewis here with you on the Pfeiffer Falcons Sports Network. GoFalconsports.com, our YouTube page, Pfeiffer Athletics' new home. Good drop off. There's Nolan Whitener with the dunk and the foul. And the crowd is entertained after that dunk. We've seen 2 or 3 really good highlight reel dunks in this one. Whitener couldn't finish the 3-point play, but either way, it's a nice dunk. How about Nolan Whitener for the Pfeiffer Falcons? He's got 9 points. He scored double figures Tuesday against Avery. Had a double-double, and it's another turnover. And the crowd's starting to get amped up. Here come the Falcons again. Here's Hank Connor at the top of the key. Pulls it back out left wing, out to Story, sets his feet, and he couldn't connect, but how about chasing down his own miss after the long rebound? Drops it off again, Whitener, another two-handed jam. 101-66. $8:15 to play second half. Here's a skip out to Damien Herder. Left wing, 3 all the way from Banks. In and out. Rebound to Craig Sabb. Here comes Pfeiffer right to left in the gold jerseys. And it's deflected out of play. Fresh 5 going to come on the floor here for the Pfeiffer Falcons when we return. Game 1 of the Garmin Mechanical Classic. Oh, check that. It will not be a timeout. I thought they were going to go to our media timeout there. They did not. And we'll stay here with 7:57. Excuse me. But again, Garmin Mechanical Classic, Carolina Christian will be here on Saturday, Murner Gymnasium. And the crowd got amped up because Pfeiffer went over 100 points, which means everyone's getting a Frosty, or that amount of Frosty vouchers is going to be given out. One of the promotions that the Wendy's in Richfield has going with Pfeiffer University this year. Here comes Brian Harper. Kicks it back to Abington. Euro step. He couldn't finish with the right hand. CIU with the basketball. The Rams have outscored Pfeiffer here in the second half. There's Baker from three. And it misses long from the right corner. Blake Smith pushing the basketball. Here comes Abington. Extra kick. And Gabe Miller dribbling around the paint area. Finds Evan Fauché. Out to Smith. He'll try a three. Misses off the right side of the rim. Up ahead, here comes DeMarcus Gay. Had it poked loose from behind. And the foul is going to be issued against Evan Fauché. How about the Charlotte area for basketball? You got Queens University Charlotte, the new #1 in NCAA Division II poll. Pfeiffer's #1 in the country in the Stat Geek Division III poll. You got some area college teams that are really good in these parts. Again, Pfeiffer was Division II a year ago and lost in the NCAA tournament. Here comes Luke Story across the timeline for Pfeiffer. Up and under, off glass and in. Good move for Luke Story. He's got 15 points. That matches his jersey number, 15. We are at 6:20 left to play in this basketball game. Another steal. This is Tyjerick Simmons. A wide open lay-in. He looked as if he wanted to throw that one down. And Simmons is only 5'6". Showing off some bounce there, but two more. Pfeiffer at 105 now. And Story takes it away. Simmons, 2-on-1, gives way to Sabb. Looking to throw it down. Didn't quite catch it cleanly, but he lays it over the front edge. 107-67. And 5:38 left to play in the second half. And for Columbia International, they're part of the National Collegiate Christian Athletic Association as they turn it over. Herder fumbles it out of bounds. This is probably the best team that the Rams will see all year in terms of speed. And Pfeiffer is one of the fastest in the country, and that goes for Division I, II, and III in terms of the way they fly to the basketball. I don't know that you can find another team that swarms the ball any better than the Pfeiffer Falcons, and there's Simmons laying it in plus the foul. And Simmons is going to have a chance to complete a three-point play. And he does. 6 points. Tyjerick Simmons. 110-67 here in the Garmin Mechanical Classic with 5:13 left to play in the second. And we want to give another thank you to Garmin Mechanical for sponsoring this game as part of the Garmin Mechanical Classic. Garmin Mechanical Services will handle your industrial and commercial HVAC needs, and you can focus on making your business great. Again, Garmin Mechanical Services, they strive for excellent customer satisfaction, affordable prices, and fast, friendly service done right the first time. They are located locally in Albemarle. They also will handle your heating and cooling needs as well for those of you out there tuned in that are in the Stanley County, Albemarle area. 110-67 is our score here inside of Murner Gymnasium. And Pfeiffer cannot play in the USA South tournament or the NCAA tournament this year because they're transitioning from Division II. However, they can play in the ECAC post-seed tournament at the end of the year. That's the Eastern Collegiate Athletic Conference, and they're a likely candidate to be selected for that. Only a dozen teams get picked to play in that. Pfeiffer is, at this rate, unbeaten, and you would think that he's definitely in that discussion to get selected to be a part of that tournament at the end of the year. 110-67, 5:05 to play in the second half. And Simmons picks the pocket of Hennessy, and he lays it in for two more. 112-67. 4:44 to play in the second half. CIU's got a lot of their reserves in as well. Runner off the mark, no, from Josh Ciccone. Here's the kick out. Story sets his feet. He'll drive down the baseline instead. Hangs. Couldn't finish. But back come the Rams. Zach Baker, left perimeter. Yeah, Pfeiffer women's basketball in game one of a doubleheader on Saturday. Averett, USA South opponent, coming into the village of Eisenheimer. And then 4 o'clock, Pfeiffer men's basketball against Carolina Christian. And a shot clock violation forced from the Falcons. Miller, Smith, Abington, Fauché, and Harper are in. Everyone's played tonight that's dressed out. Here's Abington. He'll try it for three. No. And the offensive rebounds back out to the Falcons. And take a look. Pfeiffer's probably the smallest team in the country as Harper buries a triple in the corner. That's his first 3 points of the night. And on top of that, though, you look at the offensive rebounds, though. They've got 18 total tonight. Anytime you can get second chance opportunities with the way this team shoots the three ball, it's going to be a long night for an opponent. And Pfeiffer just so scrappy. We've seen it all year long. Saw it Tuesday night at Averett. And Nolan Whitener had a big game, a double-double. Was big on the glass. Here's Blake Smith. He'll try it from three, and he connects. Blake Smith with his first 3 points since coming back off of an injury after the second game of the year. He was a double-figure scorer his first 2 games. 118-67 with 2:38 to play, and we got a kick ball. Simmons, Whitener, Story, Connor, and Sabb check back in. And the three misses short. Offensive rebound put back by Mitchell. He was fouled. That's Whitener's second. He's had a big game here tonight. He's got 11 points, 2 big dunks here in the second half. But how about Nolan Whitener, another double-double, because he's got 10 rebounds. And he continues to improve, not only offensively, but he was already a good rebounder, but it continues to sky and increase, it seems like, every game. He's a guy that really help Pfeiffer out as they go down the stretch of their USA South schedule. 118-68, 3-ball missed. Fresh 30 off the offensive rebound for Pfeiffer. That's 19 offensive boards. Cotter takes it away from behind. And he's charged with the offensive foul. 118-68. Again, this was a home-and-home series with CIU. Last year, Pfeiffer went to Columbia International. And won by a fairly big margin in Columbia, South Carolina. But CIU had a pretty good team last year. Pfeiffer did as well, 26-5 on the Division II level. Underneath to Whitener. This one fumbled around. Back to Craig Sapp. Connor, jab step. He'll look to kick it out. It's deflected away. Minute 22 to play. Connor again, right corner, no. And how about Whitener with the offensive board again? That's 11 rebounds for Whitener. How about another one? This one taken away by CIU. Up ahead to Mitchell. On the break. He's fouled trying to lay it in. And Mitchell's at the line. He'll shoot 2 for CIU. And it's an air ball. And the crowd going to toy with Mitchell a little bit after the air ball. Pfeiffer 82 points in the first half tonight. When you look at this second half, and under 40, but yeah, they've called the press off as Evan Fauché draws a foul. They're over their average, though, of 115 and a half. Fauché is at the free throw line to shoot 2 for Pfeiffer. Falcons going to go to 10-0 on the year. One of the best starts in over a decade. (120-68). Baker 3, left corner no. Abington skies for the rebounds. Up ahead to Harper. He'll kick it out to Miller, right corner. Back to the top, slicing in. Abington couldn't finish. He was on the baseline, so it's a turnover with 35.9 ticks left. And we got a whistle and a foul. Look at Marcus Sawyers. He had 7 points tonight for the Pfeiffer Falcons. And the free throw's off the back of the rim. .20 seconds remaining. Pfeiffer's going to hold it out. So the final score going to be 120-68 here inside of Murner Gymnasium. The Falcons are 10-0, and they continue with their winning ways. And again, one of the best starts in over a decade. Pfeiffer will look to continue Saturday in Game 2 of the Garmin Mechanical Classic here on the Pfeiffer Falcons Sports Network and GoFalconsports.com. We'll recap some of the numbers here on our Pfeiffer Sports Network in just a moment. We may have a player coming up. We'll see who we can get tonight. We've had Josh the last couple times. And we will talk to Coach Courier later on as well in this one, and that will be on the Fight for Falcons social media page. Marcus Sawyers is going to come up tonight to talk with us, and we'll give him time to put on the headset. Marcus, if you want to put that on right there, we will look at the camera over there, man, and we will be good to go. Hey, let's slide down a little bit. There you go, man. Perfect. Perfect, man. Perfect. All right. Joined by Marcus Sawyers. Marcus, 7 points tonight. How about the explosive performance, though? 82 points for you guys in the first half. Talk about the performance a little bit.
I think we had a really good performance, especially guys come off the bench. We really played together as a team. We shared the ball. We made some shots, especially coming off the last game. And it was a really good effort from everybody and the whole team and the whole process.
And you've been one of those guys. You played some last year on the Division II level, but now this year you've turned into a superstar for us. Talk about last year's game now to this year and what you work on the hardest in the offseason.
One of the main things for offseason for me was shooting the most. My jump shot really wasn't falling like that, how it was, how it is this year. And really just the whole thing is just trusting the process, keep putting in the hours, keep working on and off the court, and just putting in the sweat in the gym like we do every day, shooting 300, 100, then it just leads for success.
Absolutely, yeah. You guys fly up and down the floor. So talk about how much conditioning goes into this in the offseason to get ready to play the style that you guys do.
The style is not meant for everybody. The conditioning is really, really hard, tough. It pushes your mentality and make sure, to play here, you really got to love the game, love the process, and love everything about basketball because the conditioning is tough.
Absolutely. But you're a criminal justice major, so you got a really good internship coming up, so tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, yeah, my internship would be in Washington, D.C. It's with the Capitol Hill internship. Pfeiffer has a really good programs with internships on and off campus and internationally and in the United States. And it'll be really good, and I'll be there for about 3 months, and hopefully go in there. Hopefully I'll land a job in Washington D.C. and hopefully that's where I start my career off.
Awesome, man. Good to have you up here, man, and good playing this year. That was Marcus Sawyers with us on our Falcon postgame show. We had 4 guys in double figures. Actually, 5 guys in double figures tonight for the Fight for Falcons. 15 points for Josiah Avington, 15 for Luke Story. They led the way, 15 for Calhoun. He did not play in the second half. Javon Patton with 14. Nolan Whitener, a double-double, 11 points, 12 rebounds. That's 2 double-doubles in a row for Nolan Whitener. Craig Sabb with 9. Tyjerick Simmons with 8 off the bench. And Eric Ambrosio, Marcus Sawyers with 7. Brendan Jones had 6. Hank Connor with 5. Blake Smith knocked down a 3 in the second half. Brian Harper 3. And Evan Fauché with 2. Gabe Miller played, did not score as well. And Pfeiffer is 10-0. And how about this? They go 42 of 80, 52.5%. They hit 13 threes tonight while forcing 32 turnovers. We will talk with Coach Courier back in the office. That will be posted on the Pfeiffer Sports Twitter page as well as the Facebook page for those of you that want to check that out later on. Kendall Lewis saying so long from Murner Gymnasium.